Is it true, there's a story that you, and I don't know if it's true, it may just be a rumor, that once you, Marlon Brando, and I think John Travolta were together in Mexico City, together, and you had to get out of Mexico City and you needed a plane ride and John Travolta figured it out. Is that true?
Yeah.
Well, that's all the time we have. No. Can you tell us about that? I just love hearing, I mean, first of all, any Brando story, I have to hear it.
Well, we had a project about, how do I tell it fast? We had a project, Marlon and I had a project that we really wanted to do. The screenplay had been written, but we didn't own the rights to the book it was written based on. It was a kind of spec screenplay. So we had to go down and try to convince the writer of that book, who was Gabriel Garcia Marquez, to read this script and would he let us make this movie. And it was a great role for Marlon. And we got down there and we wanted to go secretly, because he'd already told me no. And so we wanted to just show up at his door, but Marlon wanted to, you know, sort of, as men of the same generation, to ask him to do it. So we get to Mexico, we'd gotten somebody to get Marlon, a studio gave us a plane to get down there, but it was supposed to take us down, do the meeting, and come back. We got down there, and Marquez wasn't in town. So we got him on the phone. He agreed to meet with Marlon, but he was going to be back in 5 days. So we're in the Zona Rosa, at a hotel in the Zona Rosa, and we just had to send the plane back. By the time we were ready to leave, we'd had it was such a fun trip. Yeah, a couple of other, producer Michael Fitzgerald and another fella, and we were down, you know, holed up in this room. And we didn't want to break the spell of the time that we'd had, which ended in Marquez agreeing that we were never able to make the film for ridiculous reasons about insurance and Marlon. But it was a great time, and we didn't want to break that spell, and we were thinking, gosh, it would be, you know, it'd be great to have another private jet. But going to an airport with Marlon was a whole thing, you know, the Godfather. So I said to him, because John Travolta had mentioned to me, you know, I'd really love to meet Marlon at some point. And I said to Marlon, I said, what do you think of John Travolta? And he's a funny guy. I said, he's got his own plane. He's a very funny guy. And so I tracked down John on the set of Primary Colors. I'm in Mexico City. He's over here in Culver City. And he was just wrapping for the day. And I said, hey, you want to meet Marlon, right? He was down there 2.5 hours later, and we all just spent the night laughing and playing chess and telling stories, and then everybody crashed and got up the next day and got on the plane, and on John's plane, and he flew down there, but he had a pilot with him, so he hung out in the back with us and took more stories until we landed here.
I'm glad he had a pilot with him, because if he hung out in the back with you guys...
Especially if it's a Boeing.
Yeah. No, please. They're a big sponsor. You'll never be back.